Welcome in, everyone. Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if the video is good. I hope you guys are doing great. I am trying to get some stuff set up here. Make sure we didn't lose any of the super chats. I saw some were in there before, so I'm going to make sure we got that ready to go. So give me a second. Let me know if you can see me. Let's get some American flags in the chat. Let's get some prayers for everyone that is over there fighting right now in the chat as well. So we are going to make sure we've got everything here, and I do think we do. So we are ready to roll. Everyone's rolling in. You guys can hear me. You guys can see me. Perfect. We've got a lot to talk about tonight. President Trump will address the nation. I want to talk about this right off the top. I will be showing the video live here. You will not have to leave the show. You will be able to watch Trump's entire speech right here from the show. So absolutely nowhere to go. You guys can be right here doing the whole thing with us, and that is perfect. So I know a lot of people in the comments were worried, do I have to leave at 9 because Trump will be talking? Nope. Well, we're going to play the whole Trump speech here, totally free. It'll be perfect. You can stay for the whole show, and then when 9 o'clock rolls around, we will get the Trump speech up there. Oh, we've already got some people causing problems in the chat, calling me a nasty human being. Well, that didn't take long. Banned forever. Banned forever. Never coming back. So yeah, as always, let me know where you're watching from. I want to see a lot of American flags, a lot of prayers for the troops. Today's fighting, we've blown up ships. We have seized another oil tanker. We've got video footage of absolutely all of this. We have blown up one of the most important bridges in all of Iran. That is right. We have taken out one of the most important bridges in Iran, isolating and cutting off Bandar Abbas as combat operations continue along the coastline in Iran, along the Strait of Hormuz, as the Strait of Hormuz continues. So you guys know the drill. Get your super chats in. They will be all your super chats. We'll set a floor. We'll start at a floor of $5 tonight just because we have a lot of people in here and we want to make sure that everyone gets an opportunity. So give me a second while we get this stuff set up here. So we've got a lot of people in here. Holy cow, you guys are typing too fast. All right. So we'll set it at a $5 floor. We're going to give everyone a couple moments to roll in here. If the super chats get overwhelmed, as always, we will have to raise it just to give everyone the opportunity to get to all the questions. But we will give everyone one more minute to roll in. And while we're giving everyone one more minute to roll in, I have some super chats already. So I don't know if I can put this on the screen. I don't think I can because it came in before. But Steven Banville says, sorry, I missed some words the last time and missed some letters again, $10. I support everything you do, and I support the military. God bless America. Great super chat. Thank you very much. Then we've got Robert Smith, a $50 super sticker. That is awesome. Thank you very much, Robert. No message attached. This super chat was in before the $5 minimum, so obviously I'm going to read it. Dave, you do an amazing job. Keep up the great work. That is Mike Unfiltered in Canada. We got a new member. Thank you very much. Membership link in the description of the video below. Helps keeps the lights on here. Helps make sure that all the bills get paid, the streaming services, all that stuff. This is not free to do. It is rather expensive, but I do it because I love it. And then Jimmy McGonnell in with a gifted membership as well. All right. And if you're just joining us, like the video. You got to like the video. It helps us get the word out there. Helps us get the truth. This is what the mainstream, the lamestream media is not going to tell you. They're not going to tell you what's actually going on. I am here to tell you the truth. I'm going to show you the good, the bad, and the ugly as it comes in. Mainstream media has absolutely no idea what they're talking about. This is the one place you can get it for real. But now we are going to get into it. So, as of tonight, July 16th, the biggest wave of strikes. The biggest wave of strikes. Let me pull this off the screen. The biggest wave of strikes since the ceasefire was called in early April is currently underway. President Trump said, we will target the power plants. We've already hit a couple. He said, we will target the bridges. And now we've hit them too. I'm going to show you a video of that here very, very shortly. And on top of that today, the United States bombing an airport in Iran, likely to stop the Chinese and the Russians from flying in around the clock. Oops, sorry guys, I'll pull that off. Around the clock to rearm the Iranians, to shoot down U.S. planes. I showed video earlier this morning of U.S. fighter jets facing fierce anti-aircraft fire as they were flying across Iran, putting warheads on foreheads. Where are they getting this anti-aircraft equipment from? They're getting it from China. They're getting it from Russia. So we today, the United States, made the decision, we're not going to let these planes fly in anymore. We are going to bomb these airports. And that is what we did today, striking an airport. It is unclear the damage that was done at the airport. But here's what's not unclear. This is footage today, moments before getting on this stream, saying U.S. forces struck a key Iranian road bridge connecting Bandar Abbas to other cities further inland, dropping it into the Shur River. So this might be a little loud. This is footage of the bridge in Iran being bombed. Let's go ahead and watch it. So you can see right there, the bridge is completely severed, cut in half. Clean bomb strike right through the middle of the bridge, cutting it off from the rest of Iran, thus isolating Bandar Abbas from resupplying its military stockpiles. So right there, that's a great look at it. You can see the bridge is completely collapsed, sliced right through it, and everyone wanted to know, when will we hit the bridges? Well, today, July 16th, we actually hit one before the ceasefire, taking out a bridge in northern Tehran that the Iranians were using to ship in military equipment into Tehran. We took that out. Now we have hit this bridge, and for those of you who want to get an idea of what we're doing here, I'm going to put this up on the screen for you. So that red line is the bridge from Bandar Abbas that connects up to the rest of Iran. So what we did is we went in and blew that up. We blew that up, isolating Bandar Abbas from the deeper inland routes in Iran, thus making it harder for the Iranians to resupply their anti-aircraft, their drones, their missiles. They could, in theory, helicopter them in, but we're probably just going to shoot those helicopters down. And then right here, you can see the damage to the bridge. That is not being rebuilt anytime in the near future. That's probably a 40-yard gap. Massive bridge, 40 yards, 50 yards maybe. And it has been completely pulverized, completely destroyed as the United States continues its bombing raids at this time. Now, that is not the only footage that we have. This is more footage of the bridge. I'll go full screen for you all here. This is, again, for those of you just joining us, make sure you like the video. Make sure you're subscribed. Best way to get the word out there. This is another look at the damage after the U.S. took out that bridge. Let's watch. So you can see it's completely collapsed. Rubble underneath. And here comes some vehicles that very obviously are not going to be getting through. Now, we did have an incident. Today. A very smart viewer was able to capture this. I'm going to put it on the screen for you. This image, we had an F-35 in the area of Hormuz today, squawking an emergency. I'm going to put this up on the screen for you. So this is an F-35. It's a little hard to see on your screen, but we had an F-35 today that stopped being stealth. It purposely squawked its location near the Strait of Hormuz, squawking the 7700 emergency code. Meaning I see we got a ton of super chats coming in. I promise I'm going to get to them all in a second, but I'm also going to get a poll started for you guys here. We're going to do a poll. Do you support hitting the bridge? So get your votes in. So we do not know what happened to this F-35 today. We don't know if it was winged. We don't know if it had a mechanical issue. We don't know what happened. All we know is that we have an F-35 today that something went wrong and it got on the radio. It blew its stealth coverage, broadcast its entire location or its location to the entire world, and something happened. Now it's no longer on flight radar. It appeared like it was bound for either the UAE or Saudi Arabia, but something bad happened with this F-35. We, of course, are praying for the pilot. We are praying that nothing terrible has happened, but we just don't know. So I wanted to show you all that. We are keeping an eye on the fate of the F-35. Now I'm going to play one more video for you all here, and then we will start getting into your super chats as we get stuff lined up. And for those of you just joining us, I will be showing Trump's speech. You don't have to go anywhere as long as there's not a technical difficulty. You can stay right here at 9 o'clock. We will pivot away. We will show, for those of you who don't know, Trump is addressing the nation tonight in a primetime presidential address, which is very rare unless it is a huge. So we've got I just got to ban it. I just had to ban another guy. Just had to nuke him. If you guys are going to if someone's going to come in here and cause problems, they're getting nuked. All right. So this is footage of Bandar Abbas. Listen to the noise of this. So you can hear the bomb impacts. So in a massive smoke column there as the United States continues to bomb the hell out of them. And then right here, we have an unknown aircraft over Shahin Shahar, I repeat, near Esfahan, the secret nuke facility. You're going to be able to hear it. Might have to turn your volume up a little bit. And let's listen. There it is. It's hard to see, but right there, that's a better look at it. Unknown aircraft. We do not know if this is the Iranian scrambling fighter jets against our guys, but that little bright light right there, you can see it in the sky near the secret nuke facility. And I'm telling you, the bombs are falling while we continue to be on here. So I am going to get to some of your chats now because you guys have a ton of them. We got $5 from Summer Rain. Thank you very much. No message attached. We got $5 from Papa Stoli. Thank you very much for supporting the show. Wow, $50. Big super chat. Fun Eagle 45 Soren 51. Great job with reporting. We appreciate you. USA, greatest country in the world. Protected by the greatest military in the world. Prayers for our awesome troops. Amen. Hey, cheers to that. Prayers for our awesome troops. The United States is the greatest country in the world. We will never apologize for it. We will never say we're sorry. We are the best country in the world. And anyone who disagrees, quite frankly, has absolutely no idea what they are talking about. And I know we have a huge international audience. I know a lot of people who watch this show are from different parts of the world, and we love you guys too for being here. But we're Americans, and the USA is the best country in the world. Thank you for the huge super chat. Big help to the show. And then right here, Roger Bong, $5. Love the show. Keep up the great work. Thank you very much for watching the show. We got Greg Miller joining the membership. Guys, even if you can't join the membership, just subscribe to the channel. Even just subscribing to the channel goes a long way to help get the message out there. We got Stephen Beck for $10, just saying hi, David. All right, let's see what we got. We got IS-2 Wilson, U.S. Navy. Thanks again, sir. I was an intelligence specialist in the Navy. I'm a disabled veteran. I understand how much work goes into this. Well, cheers for your service. Thank you very much for watching the show. All right, let's see what we got. We got another $5. Thank you for all you do. We need to finish the IRGC. The bully of the Middle East needs to be taken down. The IRGC are scum. They're absolutely terrible. They're a terrorist organization. I said all the way back to last summer, I've said the whole time, even though I've had some disagreements about how we should conduct this, the IRGC is a criminal thug terrorist organization. They slaughtered their own people. They are horrific on every level. It is a terrible regime that gives its people no freedoms, no liberty, and that is why. And they want to build nukes. They're racing to build a nuke. And we cannot live in a world where the IRGC has ICBMs, tactical nukes, or any other kind of nuke. So thank you very much. I agree with you. We have to finish the job. Roger Bong back for $5. Back to toe Stonage, and is the only plan that will work. So yes, heavy bombing. We got JW38, $5. These lefty commies are fighting to keep the president's speech off the big three networks. Drop the Moab on commies in the chat. And Bardabos is Banderbos. Yeah, we'll be playing the president's speech here as long as there's not technical difficulties, which there shouldn't be. Gordon Sisk for $5. Thank you very much. We got a couple gifted memberships from Eagles fan Clark and David Webb. And then we got Saivash for $10. Thank you very much. That was great. So we're going to get into some more updates here. Let me pull up the latest updates of what we've got going on. I would expect a long night as this all unfolds. So okay, hold on. Bahrain is under attack. 17 seconds ago. 17 seconds ago, the alarms are sounding. Incoming missiles, incoming drones in Bahrain. So the Iranians are firing back at this hour. Another airport's been hit as well. Hold on. Another airport has been hit. So an airport was hit earlier today. Sorry, not airport, airstrike. We have an airstrike on Iran Shah Airport. So it is the airport. A second airport has been hit. I'm going to do a new poll right now. 96% of you voted you want to see the bridges get hit. Let's see if you guys also want to see the airports get hit. Should the airports be bombed? So another airport has been hit. A second airport is down. I repeat, a second airport is down in Iran. So we're hitting bridges. We're hitting bridges. We've hit power plants. We're hitting airports. We are unleashing on this hour in Iran, firing back against. So they've cratered the airfields. They have cratered the airfields. I'm going to go right here. So they are cratering the airfields, it appears, in order to stop those planes from landing. I called it. I said that was a good move a couple days ago. And now it appears, and we have more footage. So it now appears they are, let me reposition myself. It now appears that they are hitting the airports. They're hitting bridges, power plants, airports. They are hitting anything that the regime needs to move supplies in is being taken out. And guys, I got to say, we got 5,800 concurrent viewers, but we only got 1,800 likes on the video. I know you guys can do better than that. Get in there and like the video. Some of you are asking when we'll see Dusty. Dusty will be on here. All right, we got footage from Bandar Abbas. So after hitting the bridges, more strikes underway in Bandar Abbas at this hour as the situation continues to intensify. I'm pulling in the updates as they are coming in. So we now know that Bahrain and Kuwait are under attack. Let me just clarify that. Yes, Bahrain is under attack at this hour, and the U.S. continuing to drop bombs, and we have explosions on Keshim Island as well. So more explosions on Keshim Island as this situation continues to escalate. We are knocking them out wherever we can find them. So this right now is a highly fluid, highly dynamic situation. We're going to hold tight here. We know missiles are in the air. We do not know the exact situation. So just stick with me here as we try to get a grip on what is happening here. Just hold tight. So we are looking for the updates. All right, we've got footage here. Hold on. Give me 1 second. We've got footage here of the aftermath. This is in Bandar Abbas. You can see the smoke on the horizon. So smoke on the horizon as U.S. fighter jets continue to own the skies over Tehran, over Bandar Abbas, over Iran. And then I'm going to show you this video. We've got footage coming in. The United States has boarded the MT Wayne Yao in the Gulf of Oman, attempting to make a blitzkrieg run. Hold on, I got to fix something. So I got to fix something real quick. The United States Marine 11th Marine Expeditionary Unit has made boarding. They have boarded an Iranian ship. This is the footage. It might be a little loud. Let's watch. Here they come. Here come the Marines. Send in the Marines. And here they come. So right there, you can see them fanning out. Let's see if we can count them. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 6 Marines, weapons up on this side of the boat, ready to engage any Iranian threat on the vessel as they take another oil tank. And there's the door gunner locked and loaded to engage anyone stupid enough on that boat to even think about fighting back. And there it is. You can see him on the stairwell where my cursor is, going up into the control room most likely, seizing that boat and making sure that the Iranians are not able to get away. So we're going to look for more updates here as they come in. All right, Kuwait has opened fire. Kuwait has opened fire. Air defenses are roaring in Kuwait, saying Kuwaiti air defenses are currently intercepting hostile missile and drone attacks following Iranian aggression. Explosions heard are from interceptions. So there are missiles at this moment over the skies of Kuwait as Iran retaliates against the Middle East in response to U.S. strikes. So we are getting very frosty at this moment. We are off to the races as the situation continues to descend into chaos, and we are going to keep looking. Now, this is the ship we blew up today. Let me get it ready for you. So today, a ship tried to run the blockade instead of boarding it. The decision was made to blow up its engine room and blow up its engine with a Hellfire missile after it attempted to run the blockade. Let's go ahead and watch. So you can see it right there. And then boom, they actually dropped 2 of them. That's the first one. And then second missile right there into the ship. So we are rocking and rolling as we hit these ships one after another. Now, we'll get to some more super chats here because I know you guys have a ton rolling in. We got Invisible Man 3663. We should supply Iranian civilians weapons. I think that is something we likely will do here shortly. I think that is something very much in the cards. Very, very, very much in the cards. And we tried to do it in the early days of the war, but the Kurds kept the weapons. So that turned out to be a huge problem. We got ADAA 60. Love your reports. We should take control of all their islands. Use the protection investments to build infrastructure to support trade with them. The islands, what we're doing right now, why we're hitting Bandar Abbas, why we're hitting Karg Island, why we're hitting Keshem, we are softening them up for the inevitable taking by U.S. boots on the ground. 82nd Airborne, Army Rangers, 137 Airborne. That is why we are doing what we are doing. We are softening up the target so that when the time comes to take those islands, we will do what must be done, and I believe that is very much in the plans. We got Fun Eagle, 45 Soren 51, $20. Thank you very much. Former SR-71 Blackbird program supports you for your great reporting. Go USA. Prayers to our awesome military troops. Let's continue to kick butt and end this conflict. Well, I love the SR-71, one of the greatest planes ever invented. And thank you very much for the big super chat. That's right. We got to keep our foot on the pedal. We cannot let up. We cannot let up under any circumstance against the IRGC and the thugs that they are. We need to end the threat once and for all. All right, we got Cliff Showert for $10. Thank you very much. We got Gordon Sisk for $5. Will the U.S. need to bring in our own soil for airfields? Are you talking about to rebuild them if we take them? If we take the airfields to rebuild them, we'll probably take them with helicopters, or we'll do parachute jumps. I mean, we could rebuild them ourselves, but right now we need to stop the Russians and the Chinese from coming in. We cannot allow the Russians and the Chinese to come into Iran. It simply cannot be allowed whatsoever. And speaking of which, I'm going to put this on the screen for you. At this very moment, there's a plane. Let me get it so you can only see it. Right now, a plane from China is in Iranian airspace. So the Chinese are still flying over the skies of Iran at this hour. It goes to show what a crazy situation we're in. Another plane coming in from China, likely loaded with supplies, bound for Tehran. This is why you got to crater the airfields. You cannot let these planes land, ever. Crater the airfields, stop the Russians and the Chinese from coming in. All right, we got Kenny Bowers. Thank you, David. You spoke with my wife today. I'm very sick and enjoy watching. Going to try to get a membership the first of I'm not in the hospital again. Well, Kenny, I did speak to your wife today. Great woman. We had a short, great conversation. She told me what was going on and how you love the show. So I'm praying you get better. I hope you feel better. I hope you get through whatever it is you're dealing with. I really appreciate your support. And like I said, your wife, incredibly polite woman, incredibly nice woman. You found yourself a winner there. And Godspeed. And please get healthy as quickly as possible. And thank you for watching the show. All right, we got Cat Knot 3041 for $20. U.S. must strike strategically, but can't win by kinetics alone. Most crucial is starving the regime economically so the people rise up and topple it. We can't do regime change, but regime change is what's needed. Well, now we're doing the kinetic and we're going back to the economic. We're sanctioning all the oil. The blockade is in place. You are 100% correct, by the way. You can't just drop bombs. You need to have the economic angle. And the blockade is going to stop Iran from getting any oil out. And then they're going to not be able to pay their military. They're not going to be able to pay their militias. There'll be shortages of all kinds of different goods. And then hopefully the people rise up, and we've created the conditions by bombing enough that they have an opportunity to take their freedom back and take their country back. Thank you very much for the super chat. Great point. You are 100% correct. All right, we got Travis Walton for $89.84, gifted a membership. Thank you very much. Travis Walton back with another gifted membership. People are getting gifted. People are getting gifted memberships left and right tonight. So please join the membership. Helps keep the channel alive. The real question, Cliff Showert back for $10. The real question is, what targets must we destroy and what clear end state must we demand to ensure Iran can never again threaten Israel, America, Israel, or obtain a nuclear weapon? Well, we got to get rid of the IRGC. As long as the IRGC is in power, as long as they are in power, they will always always try to get a nuke. So we need to crush the IRGC by any means necessary. Any means necessary. If we have to bomb them around the clock, that's what we need to do. If we need to continue this for as long as it takes, but not a forever war, then that's what we need to do. But we got to do something. As long as the IRGC and the mullahs and the Ayatollah remains in power, they will never give up getting a nuke. And so by any means necessary, if that means we need the B-52s flying around the clock, if it means we need the B-2s flying around the clock, then that's what we need to do, because we need to win. This is a zero-sum game, and I hope I stress this enough for you all. There is no middle ground here. One side is going to win, and one side is going to lose. All the all the IRGC needs to do to win is stay in power. For us to win, we need to eliminate them. And whether that's just through bombing or in coordination with the people rising up, we need to figure out a way to get it done. That's the only way. It's tough to hear. It's painful, right now. Maybe there's some short-term economic pain, but we have to win. And I wish our government across the board did a better job of explaining this. I'd rather pay a little bit more at the pump right now, a little bit more, and solve this problem once and for all. Because you think gas is expensive now, depending on where you live. What's gas going to cost if Iran gets a nuke? Then they shut down the Strait of Hormuz, and there's nothing anyone's willing to do about it because they have nukes that can hit Europe, the entire Middle East. So it is a major problem, and it's going to take us doing some serious things to get it done. All right. KWNY Upstate, we can easily win by kinetics alone by hitting power plants and oil fields. You need some, there's going to have to be some ground operations. Now, who those ground forces are, that remains to be seen, but you're going to need some level of ground operations to take the islands, to push inland. I just don't know. I just don't know if we can win through kinetic alone. I think the previous point about you need people to rise up is true. And we don't want to destroy the oil fields entirely because we want the new government, the good people of Iran, to have those resources to start fresh, start a new life, and be better off for it. So we got Isaac Levy, $5. Didn't have a message attached. Thank you very much. All right, we're going to pull. Oh, we got one more right here. We got USA. We got MX and Miguel for $50. Thank you very much for the big super chat. USA, I really appreciate what you do, bro. Yeah, US. Let's get some American flags in the chat. Let's have a round for USA. There's a lot of people that hate this country. There's a lot of people in America who talk trash about this country. We are all blessed beyond our wildest dreams to be Americans. I don't care if you're having a bad day or you might have lost your job or things aren't going great for you. You're an American and you live in the greatest country in the world. And for that alone, you're doing better than most people on the planet, even on your worst day. So cheers to America. All righty. Let's see what we got next. I'm looking to see. Let's check the poll results. So in the poll results, we got 95% of you are saying you want the airports bombed. I'm seeing a lot of American flags. I'm loving it. I'm loving seeing the American flags come in. That is awesome. All right, we're going to go to updates. We're looking for updates as they're coming in. So stick with me here. All right, multiple ballistic missiles are in the air. Multiple ballistic missiles are in the air. I repeat, multiple ballistic missiles have been launched. Hold on, hang tight. We have reports. The IRGC has launched multiple ballistic missiles from Jan Bashir province, according to multiple local reports, taking place minutes ago. Missiles are in the air. This is a picture of the missiles. Hold on, right here. The missiles are in the air. So Iran has now fired drones. Missiles are up. We will know where these missiles are headed in about 10 to 15 minutes or sooner, depending on where they go. So at this time, we can report that Iranian missiles are in the air. And then right here, we have footage of the strikes in Bashir. So I'm going to play this right now. So that is a look at the damage, the aftermath. You can see the fire. A naval base reportedly has been hit. Look at that smoke column. That's putting warheads on foreheads. Now we are holding tight. We are holding tight to see where these missiles are going. And we do not know at this time. But they have been launched. They are in the air. We are looking as updates are coming in. All right, Kuwait today, 32 drones were fired into Kuwait. So the Iranians have launched 32 drones into Kuwait as well. So there is shooting across the board at this moment as the sides begin to unleash on each other. Just hold tight with me. We got a lot of new viewers who have joined. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to the page so we can get the truth out there. If you want to be in the live chat, you got to be subscribed for at least 20 minutes. Is there another person causing problems in the chat? If there is, just let me know. I'm trying to keep an eye on it. I also have my Red Dawn shirt on. Here, I'll take this off the screen. I got my Red Dawn shirt on. We got the Red Dawn DVD. We've got the Red Dawn shirt. Let me know in the live chat what you think of the Red Dawn. This is the famous Wolverines when he's holding the AK up. Great movie. Great movie. All right, we are monitoring to see where the missiles are headed. There have been no reported impacts yet. All right, we have video footage of the missiles taking off. We have video footage of the missiles taking off now. I'm going to put this on the screen for you. These are Iranian ballistic missiles airborne to an unknown location. And then you can see them disappear into the dark. So this situation continues. All right, we also have damage at the airport. We have a photo of damage at one of the airports. This is a photo of the damage at Seminon. This was the airport they hit earlier today. So this is Seminon Airport, which was hit earlier today. It appears they have possibly taken out a control tower. So that right there appears to be a control tower that has been taken out to stop them from coordinating more strikes coming in. Incredible. Let me know in the live chat what you think about the footage and what you think about that being taken out. We're watching in real time, waiting for updates. All right, it appears a missile base or an IRGC base has been taken out. So we have hit the IRGC base in Bashir. This is real. This is breaking news. Has been hit. Has been hit and has likely been eliminated. So the IRGC headquarters in Bashir appear to have suffered a direct hit. All right, we have footage of the second airport that has been hit. Fires burning at the second airport. I see a lot of super chats coming in. Give me a moment, I'll get to them. The airport has been hit. So two airports suffering significant damage. This airport's runways possibly have been cratered. So we are an hour and 15 minutes away from Trump's speech, by the way. So we will be monitoring that and watching that. We're going to do some super chats here. $10 from RCKR. You have to remove the clerics as well as the IRGC to get this through their thick heads. 100%. You got to get rid of the religious nuts, the clerics, the mullahs, all of them. And you got to get rid of the IRGC. That is the only way the people of Iran have a fighting chance to take their country back. I'm always impressed by how smart the audience is. The audience that watches this show is hands down the smartest audience on YouTube. It's not even close. You guys know more about current events than any audience I've ever seen. You guys understand more about the dynamics at play, the military dynamics at play. I love it. I love it. I love how plugged in you guys are to everything going around the world. It makes my job even easier. All right. We got Nagin. Is that pronounced Nagin? For $10, America will win and Iran will be an ally to the West with Reza Pahlavi. I don't know if Reza Pahlavi is going to be the one who takes over. For those of you who don't know, he actually doesn't live that far away from me. We live close by. Small world. I've never met him. But Reza Pahlavi, he's not exactly my next door neighbor, but we live in the same general area out on the East Coast. And his daughter went to Georgetown University, which is not far from where I live either. So I don't know if he'll return or not, but we will win. I have 100% faith in the United States military to win this war. And that is what we are going to do because that is the only option we have. There is no other option. There is no backup team. There's a great scene from the movie Zero Dark 30 when they're looking for UBL and the CIA station chief comes in and says, there's nobody else on another floor doing your job. This is it. This is the team. Well, there's no one else that's going to deal with Iran other than us. This is it. So we must get the job done. Thank you for all your information. Very professional. Thank you from Massachusetts. Do-it-yourself Paint a Solar. Thank you very much for the $10 and the high praise. I really appreciate it. Like I said, you guys make my job very easy, and I appreciate the fact you like the format of the show. You like how we do things here. Again, makes what I do even easier. We got Eric Bryant. Why can't we escort Russia and Chinese planes away from Iran when they try to approach? The simple answer to that is they would have to. So let's say we have a Chinese plane coming in, right? We're going to have to send some F-18s, whatever, F-35s. They're going to then have to slow up to those wingtips, and it's gonna make them vulnerable to. I mean, it'd be easier to shoot them down. But we're not going to shoot them down because it's almost certain some civilians are on these planes, and they want us to do that so that they can then point and say, look, they killed all these civilians. Escorting the planes down, where are we going to land them? In Iran, right? That's not really feasible. And then an escort mission is going to make our planes very vulnerable to anti-aircraft fire. And that is not something the U.S. military wants to be dealing with. They're already shooting at us enough as it is. Right here, trust in the American way. Rise up, good people of Iran. Can't wait. That is Andrew for $10. Thank you very much. Bruce White 73 for $5. Any thoughts on JD Vance's comments on Rogan that the Iranian people are all terrorists? I know they aren't. Did Vance really say that? I haven't seen the interview yet because I've been busy covering this. Did Vance really say that all the Iranian people are terrorists? Can we get some people in the live chat to let me know if that is actually what he said? If that's what he actually said, that's crazy because 90% of the people of Iran are good people. So I'm going to have to find that clip. And figure out whether or not that is actually what he said or not, because that would be very disappointing. But a lot of people are saying that is not exactly what he said. People are saying, no, that's not it. Out of context. Okay, well, I will find the clip and watch it myself when I get a chance. But either way, Bruce, thank you for being a participant. I think that we have some footage here, and I'm going to look. We have some footage of the anti-aircraft fire targeting our boys in the skies of Iran. I need to find it. Give me a second. Oh, yeah, did you guys see this video? I'm going to get this up too. This is crazy. Yes, this is the air defense video. So this is footage. I'm going to put it on the screen here. This is footage. You can hear the anti-aircraft fire ripping through the sky at American jets. Sounds like machine gun fire, not missiles, not SAM sites, but let's listen. You can see the pops right there. Look at the pops on your screen. Right there, the flashes. And then right here, you can hear it. So I'll play that again. So you're going to be able to hear the loud booms of the anti-aircraft fighters. They try to shoot our fighter jets down. Fortunately, they did not get any. And then this footage right here, this is a drone that is not an American or Israeli drone. No one knows what it is, although some indications are that it is likely a drone from the UAE. Let's watch. Look at that. I'm going to pull it back. Let me know in the live chat what country's drone you think this is. This is a drone that went into Iran that no one has been able to identify for sure, but some people think it is a drone of the UAE. Just unbelievable footage. All right, we got some more super chats. We got another super chat in. Fun Eagle 45 back. Thank you very much for continuing to support the show. Great reporting. For those of us that bleed red, white, and blue, that's me for sure. That's why I got the Red Dawn shirt on. It is greatly disturbing about China and Russia supporting Iran. Is just damaging the runways going to be enough to stop support? Pray to our troops. It will not be enough to stop support, but it will slow it down. Right now, it's not about, we don't have to outright stop it. We have to slow it down to make sure they can't replenish their air defenses. They can't get man pads, shoulder fired missiles. The goal should be to slow it down, slow down their ability to rearm. And if we crater the runways, they can rebuild the runways in 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. But that then gives us a 3-4 day window where their munitions are running critically low, and then we can continue to strike. So it is a buying time measure. It is a pushing off the aid from coming. But China and Russia are not going to stop helping them. China and Russia, they are committed to take this thing the distance. They want to see us bleed. They want to see us suffer. They're going to be in Iran as long as it takes. $10 from K9 Capone. Just a bit of a thank you for your outstanding coverage. $10. Thank you very much. And thank you for calling it outstanding coverage. I appreciate that. We work really hard here to make sure we get it right and that we are able to get you guys the best possible information on the internet. All right, hold on. It appears a U.S. position might have been hit. It appears a U.S. position might have been hit. This is allegedly a HIMAR position in, where was it? It doesn't say, but it would probably be in Kuwait. So this is, I want to make clear, we do not know, but this is a U.S. position, a HIMAR position that has possibly been hit. Let's watch the footage.
اسمع التعبير فيلم اكشن وعالي جاي نسمع اصواتهم.
So right there, that is a HIMARS position. Again, we cannot confirm this. This is footage that is circulating. It's also unclear if anyone was even there, which is also important. And right here, okay, hold on. All right, the missiles, the Iranian missiles have showed up. The Iranian missiles have shown up. They're over Bahrain. Air defenses are going. I repeat, air defenses are going. Patriots are in the air. Here they come. Here they come. The Patriots are going up. Can they get an interception? Will we be able to see? We've had, I think, 3 or 4 Patriots. A fifth, is there a fifth one? It's hard to tell. All right, more air defenses are up. It's unclear. It's really grainy footage. There's a flash. Second flash. I can't tell. I can't tell if they took them out or if they missed. But that is footage. So that is where they were firing. We now know that the missiles that were fired We're headed to Bahrain, likely at the location of the 5th Fleet headquarters. All right, they are saying the power is out in Bandar Abbas. The power is out. We have knocked the power out in Bandar Abbas following insane strikes carried out by the U.S. military. So we have reportedly knocked the power out in Bandar Abbas at this hour. That is big, big news. Big, big news. Huge, huge news. Unclear if they hit the power grid directly or if something happened. Also, we got some more super chats, but bottom of the screen, follow me on Instagram, David_Hookstead. It seems like Instagram is shadow banning me. They don't want the truth out there. So you got to type in David_Hookstead. That'll bring you to my page. Give me a follow. And then on X, D Hookstead, follow me there as well. I do have open DMs. So if there's any information you want me to know, if you have any tips that you want me to know, find me there and send me what tips and information you have. I definitely want to see and hear it all. Now let's get into some more super chats. We got Jen Excellence. 15 years ago, I worked for a contractor that built parts for the F-22 and the airborne laser. Can either one of those be used to help get rid of some of the drones and or ballistic missiles that keep coming out of Iran? Yes, the short answer is yes. But I think they're holding the F-22s in reserve and the F-35s in a defense capability in reserves because we have a lot of other tools in the toolbox that we can use, and they want to keep those back until we need them for offensive reasons. And the F-22 might be the greatest, the F-22 is the greatest fighter jet that has ever been made. And it's not close. It is not close at all. The F-22 is absolutely incredible. That's awesome that you got to work for a contractor that built parts for the F-22. Bruce White back with $5. Trump told the Iranians not to rise up until it was time, and he would tell them when. They have no weapons, arm them, and they will rise up. Well, again, you might have missed it earlier in the show. We did try to arm them. We sent weapons to a different group who told us they were going to give them to the Iranian people and then didn't. And then the IRGC just started shooting anyone who was in the streets. So, yeah, they can't rise up now. If they don't have weapons, they can't rise up. You're talking about unarmed people going up against machine guns. It would be horrific, but we need to get them weapons, and more than that, we need to get them air cover. We need to get them air cover to clear a path for them to take Tehran. Chris McCroskey, David Peter Moore 2796 is back. This is his new account. I believe it's the same guy as yesterday. Thank you for the heads up. Where is he? I will find him. We'll get him. Don't worry. When the sniper gets busted out and it's time to go to work, as they say, I will figure out where he is. Give me 1 second. I don't want people in the chat who are causing problems. So if there's someone causing problems, you guys let me know. Found him. Sights on. We're going weapons free. And he's gone forever. Gone forever. Thank you for the heads up. The sniper took him out. The sniper doesn't miss. All right. Good heads up on that one. David Webb. Love seeing David Webb in the chats. If we take out the clerics and the IRGC, we will also begin the elimination of Hezbollah, Palestinian Islamic Jihad, Hamas, the Popular Mobilization Force, and Bashar al-Assad regime, who are all supported by them. Well, Bashar al-Assad's long gone. He's drinking mojitos in Moscow or vodka, whatever they drink there. And the remnants of his government, the ones... I should do a special on the fall of the Bashar al-Assad government, because a lot of his government leaders got out. They made it to Russia, but the ones who didn't, the ones who got caught alive in Syria, they're doing things to those guys I don't even want to think about and certainly can't talk about. But you are right. All of those organizations, all of them, are funded by Iran. So if the IRGC goes down, they all go down with them. And that's not just a win for Israel. That's a win for the Saudis. That's a win for the Kuwaitis. That's a win for the Iraqis who are dealing with the PMF. That's a win for everybody. So yes, this is second, third, fourth, fifth order effects of doing this. There's so much good that can come from this, but we got to be willing to stomach the short-term discomfort, if you will, with what's going on. You got to look at the end prize. Is the end prize worth it to eliminate a top 3 or 4 worst country, maybe top 2 in the world, as they race to build nukes? I would argue, I think it is worth it to do. I think it is worth it to do, and I hope we do it. A lot of work to be done, though. A lot of work to be done. All right, we got Al Gonzalez. Strong suspicions among intel agencies that Iran may have a nuclear weapon to hit Israel with. I don't believe that. I think they could get one fast. I don't think they've already built one. If they had already built one, they would have used it already. If they had already built one, they would have used it because we killed the supreme leader, and they want revenge. They want revenge, and they want it bad. So if they had it, they would have used it, and the fact they haven't used it makes me think they would have used it. They would have no reason not to use it. They've wanted to use it. Their supreme leader got killed. They would use it. Josh Carter, 3352. Keep up the great work, David. I go between you and I believe his name is pronounced Mahar Tusi, who is moving to the free state of Florida where I live. God bless America. Well, I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy to hear he's coming to America. Good. Florida's much better. He lives in London, right? Florida's much better than London. So we welcome him. He's a big-time YouTuber and does great work. I'll be honest with you, because we film kind of at the same time, I'm not really able to watch a lot of what he does, but I'm happy to hear that he got his visa thing sorted out and that he will be coming to America. Bruce White, this goes back to J.D. Vance's statement that the Iranians need to rise up on their own. I watched the Rogan interview and he said that. I did see a clip where he said that we're not going to deploy 150,000 ground troops. That's up to the Iranian people. So I saw like a 10-second segment where he said that. And we're not putting 150,000 troops in Iran. That's not happening. There's just no stomach for it at all. And so the people of Iran are going to have to some degree, they are going to have to rise up, because ultimately, in large part, it's going to be on them to take their country back from the evil savages who, took it from them. All right. We got another one. We got Keegan Blakemore. If Iran actually does acquire a nuke, how do you think they would use it? Would they go instant Armageddon or more as leverage? Pre-killing the supreme leader, I think it would have been leverage. I think they would have built it as leverage. But that's when the supreme leader was trying to keep the IRGC at bay or do this delicate dance between the political factions in the IRGC. That political dance is over. That delicate dance is done. Moshaba, who's the son, who's now running the country, we don't even know if he's alive, number one. The IRGC has more power than ever, and they're all willing to die to nuke Israel or nuke the United States. Now, thank goodness their missiles cannot reach us. Their missiles cannot make it to the United States of America. They would use that thing in a heartbeat on downtown Tel Aviv. All right, we got Salty Silver Fox, U.S. Navy. The F-35 that squawked 700 earlier landed safely. I forgot to tell you when I was tracking it. Hang in there, bro. Plus, an airport was hit earlier in Aranshar, south of Bandar Abbas. Well, I'm happy to hear that. I did get the tip from Salty Silver Fox about the F-35. And on the airport note, I actually have something to show you guys. This is footage of the airport. I'll go full screen. You can't really see it with the super chat on the screen. So this is destruction at the second airport that was hit. So the second airport that was hit now has a massive smoke column coming out of it at this moment. So hold on. We've got, hang in there. we've got a situation developing here. We have a situation developing. There's a plane. There's a plane from Oman that is racing a private jet. Is that a private jet? It looks like it might be a private jet. Is racing into Iran from Oman. You can see it there on your screen. We do, again, who could possibly be coming in from Oman right now? Who could be coming in from Oman? Let me know in the live chat who you think is on this private jet that left Oman, fell off radar, returned to radar, and is now hauling it deep into Iran. Let me know in the chat. We got Samuel Cruz. Not going to believe it unless I hear it from you. Seen a video about the IRG plan to seize U.S. bases in the region and take soldiers hostage. Is this true? It's 100% true. I was actually talking about this at dinner last night. I can't get into, or I can't get into the full details about it. That is a real plan. Their plan is, and I want to be very careful about how I word this. I was talking about with some people. They want to do I don't even know how to describe it accurately. They want to send in some IRGC commandos to a U.S. location in like small teams and grab some U.S. soldiers, get them back to Iran and use them as hostages. Here's what I will say about it without getting into details. Most of the people, most of the Americans in that area, and again, I'm going to speak broadly here, are better trained at combat than the average soldier might be. I'm not going to talk about units. I'm not going to talk about where they are or anything like that. But let's just say the Americans who are over there would find nothing funnier in their lives than if 6 IRGC commandos snuck into the location they were and tried to kidnap them. Again, I'm speaking broadly. We're not talking units. We're not talking where they are or what they're doing there. We're just talking about the fact we know there are some Americans there, and the Americans who are there have quite a bit of combat experience and training. Those IRGC guys will get turned into Swiss cheese. But unfortunately for whoever they send, that is a real plan that the IRGC is trying to do. So yes, Samuel Cruz, that is real. And they announced it. The government made it clear they're going to do this. Their leaders announced that they will be doing this. I covered it in a video a couple days ago, actually. I don't want to get into the details again of where they are or who they are. But you ever heard the term FAFO? F around and find out. The find out portion of that segment, if the IRGC goes to these locations, is they'll be finding out in ways that are best described as biblical. They will be, like Dirty Harry used to say, make my day. Those guys will be laughing their ass off as they get rid of those guys. All right, Michael Lindscheid, I hope I pronounced that correctly. Will China or Russia supply them with a nuke? I've gotten this question before, actually. The answer is no. And the reason the answer is no is because we have the capabilities, as do the Russians. I don't think the Chinese do, but we in Russia definitely do. If a nuke goes off, we can run tests on the blast site, and we can figure out not just what country the nuke came from, we can figure out exactly where the nuke was built and what reactors and centrifuges were used to build it. So if China gave Iran a nuke and Iran used it, China is now going to get nuked in return. If Russia gives them a nuke and they use it against U.S. bases or whatever, Russia's going to get nuked. China and Russia are willing to help Iran. They're willing to send them weapons. They're willing to send them air defense. They're willing to send them satellite photos of all of our positions. They're not losing Beijing and Moscow to save Tehran, though. They're just not doing it. So, no, they know the risks of what would happen. So there's no way. Beasley and 70, became a member. Thank you very much. And again, guys, make sure we got a bunch of new people in here. Right now, we only have 4,600 likes on the video. We got double that watching the show. So like the video and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We need you guys subscribed to the channel as well to get the info out there. So thank you for becoming a member. And if you don't want to become a member, it's like $5 a month. If you don't want to, helps keep the lights on, do what we do. If you don't want to become a member, I totally understand. Subscribing is the next best thing. All right, Andrew Wan, 7961. Will Trump's speech tonight be another promise of peace talks, or is he going to put the big American foot down? My wife is a White House reporter. I got my wedding ring on, actually. And she's a very good White House reporter. Some of my close friends are all White House reporters. Very few people know what this speech is going to be about. The White House is keeping it under wraps. I've heard rumors. I've heard all this stuff. Very few people know what it actually is going to be about. And so I don't know if he's going to talk about Iran. I don't know if he's going to talk about Iran. I just had to ban Peter Moore again. This guy like respawns. We'll keep getting rid of him. But I don't know what he's going to talk about. But we're going to watch it live right here. We're going to put it on. You won't have to leave. We're going to bang out the rest of these super chats. Then I'm going to go get Dusty. Dusty, we'll get Dusty. I'll be 61 next month. This is Veteran Hoffman, 6776. I'll be 61 next month. I actually remember Iran pre-1979. I remember wanting to go there as a kid. What we saw on TV was a country almost just like ours. Then in 1979, when I was 14, it all went away. I want our friend back, Javid Shah. I agree with you 100%. One of my close family friends, probably our closest family friend. Well, not probably. Our closest family friend, hands down. The wife, and I'm not going to speak in any specifics of any kind, spent significant time in Iran before the revolution. And she will tell you it was a beautiful country, full of beautiful people, very westernized. Again, academics, mathematicians, scientists, engineers, highly educated country. And then it all went to shit when the Islamic regime took over. I want the Iran that existed for so long back. And everyone watching, let's actually do a poll. We'll do a poll. 94% of you voted in the airport one. We'll start a poll. I'm typing it up. All right. Do you want the old Iran before 1979 back? This is such a well thought out comment from Veteran Hoffman that this used to be a country that was very similar to ours in many different ways. And then it all went wrong. And I would love nothing more than to see those people get their country back, go back to being the great nation they once were, and for the people there to have freedom. So it looks like a lot of people are waiting on Dusty. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go grab Dusty. My wife's not actually home right now. She's out doing work stuff. So she can't bring him to me this time. I'm going to go grab him, though. So you guys stay right here. I'll be gone for 20 seconds. Dusty, hey. You want a treat? Should we give him a treat? This Dusty, he's got his American flag sash on. Dusty, say hello to everybody. Hey, Dusty, do you want a treat? Oh, he's tired. I woke him up. He's 14 years old. Dusty, are you not happy I woke you up? He's stoic. He's protesting. But check how cool that is. All right, Dusty, you're low energy tonight. We need high energy from Dusty. Hey, buddy. Oh, I don't think he's very happy that his nap got disturbed. But that's okay. Here, we'll give him a treat. We'll give it to him when he wakes up. Dusty, do you want this? Dusty, you want a treat? You want a treat? Oh, he took it off camera. Oh, now he's just sitting down next to me off camera. I don't know what he's doing. Oh, he's leaving. Here. And he's off. He's back to go take a nap. All right. Well, Dusty is, he might need an energy drink. He's very tired. All right. Let's check for more updates. We'll bang out whatever super chats we got here. We'll do a fun poll. So 95% of you voted. You want the old Iran back? All right, we're going to do a new poll. If Dusty is upset that I ruined his nap. I didn't really realize he was sleeping like that. I just thought he was chilling on the couch, but I think he might have been dead asleep. Now I feel bad. But he got a treat. So that's all he cares about. All right, we're looking for updates. We got updates coming in. Well, he's a 14-year-old dog. All right, we got another look. At the missiles. All right, this is a photo of American air defenses in the air over Bahrain. You can see probably 14, 15 interceptors are up in the air right now. So interceptors are firing at this moment. You are getting a live look at them. Someone said Dusty's Iranian. He is not Iranian. He's an American patriot. 83% of you so far think that he is not happy I ruined his nap. I would agree with you. He'll get another treat after the show. I'll apologize to him. I've never seen him that low energy before. All right, hold on. U.S. planes are taking back to the air. More fighter jets and refueling tankers are up. It says, as the United States and Iran continue exchanging strikes tonight, including reported U.S. strikes on multiple bridges near Bandar Abbas and Iranian missile drone attacks in Bahrain, in Kuwait, and Iraq. The current aerial picture over the region, based on aircraft visible flight radar 24, includes a P-8 Poseidon, multiple refueling tankers, and you can see them right here. So we've got spy planes up. We got the Poseidon, which is like a maritime SIGINT. It's a SIGINT plane. And multiple refueling tankers are up in the air at this time. Okay, so we got more planes. The fact we have that many refuelers means we got a lot of fighter jets. So we got a lot of fighter jets. All right, we are looking for updates as they are rolling in. I am going to, like I said, I will put on Trump's speech. You won't miss a thing. You won't have to go anywhere. You'll be able to watch it right here. As long as YouTube allows me to do it, which it should. So don't go anywhere. We're going to have it for everybody. All right, so we got more planes in the air. That means more strikes are likely on the way. All right, so we are hearing reports now that the goal of the strikes, this is coming from the Wall Street Journal. I just texted my wife and said, I don't think Dusty's too happy. I woke him up from his nap, and she said he's probably depressed that I'm out of town. I'll be honest with you. I love Dusty. Dusty loves me. I'm his number 2. He loves my wife the most, though. No question about that. It says the U.S. struck multiple bridges in Iran on Thursday in an effort to cut off supply routes to the port city and naval bases. Several attacks on bridges. All right, so now we've hit... Wall Street Journal is saying we've hit multiple bridges. Multiple bridges have been hit, not just the one we initially thought. So now they're reporting multiple bridges are hit. We're looking for more updates as they come in. We're trying to get the information in real time. Okay, there's more footage of the bridge. Oh, man. Oh, man. This footage is insane. Hang tight. This footage is crazy. I'm going to put it on the screen for y'all. Keep your chats coming in. I can see them. I'll get to them. So look at that. There's a burning fuel truck right here that is on fire. And then he's going to turn the camera here. It is clean gone. Look at that. The bridge is clean gone. That's like a 50-yard section of the bridge that has been completely knocked out. Incredible, incredible footage. Unreal. So yeah, we're not playing games. The time for games is over. All right, there are more reports. Explosions near Hamidiya County in Iran. So more explosions in the north of the Persian Gulf near the Iraqi border. So we are lighting up Iran. We are lighting up Iran in a variety of locations at this hour. Hold on. We are looking to see what is going on to make sure we do not miss anything. This is a photo that CENTCOM shared. This is a photo of one of the U.S. Marines on the Iranian ship. That is a badass photo. He's got his nods on. Hold on. Hang tight. Hang tight. That's a great photo. That's American power right there. That's American power. I love seeing that. Love seeing that. All right, we're going to pull this off. We got Fun Eagle 45. Soren 51 is a new member of the channel. Thank you very much for joining the channel, joining the membership. And like I always say, even if you don't want to do that, even subscribing to the page is a huge, huge boost that goes a long way in helping getting the truth out there. All right, we got Jay Wright, 1969 for $10. Thank you very much. We got Cat Knot 3041 for $5. Let Sleeping Dogs Lie. Again, I need to clear my name. I didn't realize he was sleeping. He generally just lounges around. I thought he was just lounging around. After picking him up, I think in his energy, I think it was very clear he was passed out, enjoying whatever dogs dream about. So you know what? That's on me. He's going to get another treat. We're going to make sure he's taken care of. General Dusty will be taken care of. All right. Jayu American Wagyu, 50 for 14. $50. Huge super chat for 14. I'm assuming that that's 14 for Dusty because he is 14 years old and he's an old man. And you know what? We're going to put that $50 to good use. We're going to get him a lot of doggy treats with that one. He's going to be very happy about it. And then next time we're streaming, he'll have a little more energy. All right. Isaac's Levy, $10. Islamic regimes are the opposite extreme to Western. Oh my gosh. No, come on. This is not a good take, Isaac. Promiscuity, neither are good. Turkey is in the same boat, and they just sent back an LGBT boat from docking. Yeah, I just disagree that it's like the inherent, like they're on both ends of the spectrum. Listen, I'm not going to weigh into that because I'm not really allowed to talk about that on YouTube to begin with, that second part, so I got to be very careful. I have opinions. I'm sure you all can guess what they are. I would rather take the West with whatever flaws we have over the Islamic world any day of the week. Not even close. Easiest decision I've ever made. I do appreciate the super chat. That's what makes this show great. I think we can disagree with each other. Maybe I misunderstand what you're trying to say, and I just don't have it. But I'm always taking the West, flaws or not, over them any day of the week. I'd rather live. First off, I don't want to live anywhere else in America. I've been to Europe. I've been to Mexico. I've been to, a handful of places in the globe. Some I do talk about, some quite frankly aren't worth talking about. And quite frankly, there ain't no place that I've ever visited that's better than America. So I'm going to see if Trump is getting ready to roll. It looks like he's 35 minutes away. He's 35 minutes away. So we got at least 35 minutes before Trump is going to take the stage. All right, we got Bob Windham, $10 super sticker. Thank you very much, Bob. I appreciate it. Goes a long way. Goes a long, long way to help. We're checking to see what is going on. We got $10 from Jay Wright is back around 4:30 p.m. Eastern today. I actually saw an F-35 with its transponder on, squawking the emergency signal of 7700, heading back to base in Jordan, I believe. Do we have any news on that? Yes, one of our great followers, big fan of the show, told me that he was watching and it landed safely. So we don't know what happened. We don't know why the F-35 had a problem, but we do know it landed. It landed in friendly territory. It's a good thing. So the plane pilot, the pilot is okay. We don't know if it was clipped. We don't know if it was mechanic trouble. We're not going to speculate. We just simply don't know, but we do know it made it back safely and landed. Israel is the devil, by far our most diligent spy threat. We just passed 3.3 billion so they can kill more kids and spy us more. Our biggest ally, we are being lied to. That's an asinine comment. You should have saved your $10. That's an asinine comment. That's such a low IQ slop opinion that's not really backed by much. I am against the integrating of our military and their military. I think that's crazy too. Guys, I tell you what I believe. You can agree with it. You can disagree with it. You can hate it. You can love it. I'm going to always give you my opinion. Israel, I view as any other ally. And that's how they should be viewed. When they're helpful to us, we should let them be helpful to us. And when their interests are different than ours, we should ignore them and do whatever we want. No different than the UK, France, Saudi Arabia, Germany, Poland, and on the list goes. I don't believe in treating countries special. I don't believe in this idea that Israel is the greatest ever. No, the United States of America is the greatest ever. And when Israel does something that helps us, we should take advantage of that. And when our interests diverge, then our interests diverge, and we got to do what's best for us. The idea that they're worse than everyone else in that region specifically is lunacy. It's just not true. It's just not true. It's a low IQ take. But yeah, and I'm willing to engage. I think there's probably 10 different countries that you can make the greatest ally argument for. The Brits, the Japanese, the Australians, the South Koreans, the Canadians. There's a bunch of countries that we can have that debate about, and I'm happy to have that debate. I've made my opinion clear before. I think probably it's the UK. Japan would be right up there. I think the one that punches way above its weight is Poland, and they don't really get that much credit for it. But that was a dumbass comment and not worthy of $10. Christopher Kanansky, 2657 for $5. No message. We got Betty and Jeff Janicki, $10. Love your show. Keep it up. Well, thank you very much. I think I knew some Janickis. No, maybe not. I'd be curious to know where you were from. Is there any intel for $5 on Iranian sleeper cells going active? Not that I know of. I know there are serious fears about whether or not they are already here in the country, and I'm sure that those fears are rooted in legitimate intelligence assessment. I don't want to scare people. What do I always tell you all? Stay safe. Take your security seriously. If something feels off, it probably is off. We know Iran has a kill list. We know government officials are on that kill list. We know very likely that, quite frankly, It's a scary situation, but my job is not to scare people at all. My job is to tell you guys the truth and let you guys know my thoughts. So we don't have any proof that they're going active, but always be vigilant, especially with the kill list. Today is another day you can thank God that Harris Walls lost. Yeah, you can say that again. Can you imagine what this country would be like if could you imagine what this country would be like if Kamala Harris and Tim Walz were at the wheel right now? It would be a disaster. We would be screwed 6 ways to Sunday. The Iranians would be laughing to the bank. Laughing to the bank. Say whatever you want about Trump, but at least he had the guts to do this. He had the guts to say, hey, we're doing it. We're ending this threat once and for all. All right, we're looking for updates. Let's see what we got. Okay, hold on now. Hold on now. This is big. This is big. This is about Trump's speech. This is about Trump's speech. Republican Senator Bernie Moreno says Trump's speech will be the most important Oval Office address since the Cuban Missile Crisis. Okay. So what do you guys think it's going to be about? That is right. A Republican senator says that it is going to be the most important speech. All right. Driftwood 757. You just got sniped. You're done. You're done. Driftwood, I saw your complaints. You're nuked. Gone forever. You come in here, I catch you in my crosshairs. Ain't nobody coming out alive of that on the internet. Don't clip that and report me to the FBI. Clearly a joke. Don't come in here and ruin this show for everyone else. All right. So, wow, that's big. That's big. So whatever Trump's going to talk about here in 28 minutes, they are saying is the biggest speech. I'm very curious now, and I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below. This is crazy. So what is he going to talk about? What is he going to talk about? Fascinating. Keep the live chat popping with your theories. Hold on one second. I'm getting information on my phone. Hold on. Hold on. I'm looking at information and want to make sure it's correct. All right. We've got CatNot 3041, the amount of intel shared by the Israelis and ability to count on them in the Middle East as a crucial ally. The defense tech co-development and sharing is also huge. Shared Western values. Yeah, that is the argument many people make, and that argument has a lot of merits to it. And you know what? Say whatever you want about the Israelis, whether you are pro-Israel, anti-Israel, or you don't care one way or the other. The one thing you can't say about them is that they don't want to fight. A lot of countries in the world, they're scared to stand up for themselves. They're scared to fight. And no matter what you think about Israel, the one thing you have to admit, without question, is those dudes are always ready to go. They are ready to fight at the first sign of trouble. Now, do I think their tactics are as good as American tactics? No, I do not. Especially on the ground combat operations, it's actually not even close. You don't have to take my word for it. I know guys who do this for a living at the highest level, who train them, and they have stories that make it clear. Here's the best way to put it. Israel's best soldiers, their best special operations soldiers, are the equivalent of a regular SEAL team. So every SEAL team other than SEAL Team 6. That's how it's been explained to me. But their best soldiers do not touch the likes of SEAL Team 6 or Delta Force. And there's reasons for that. There are real reasons to that. And it comes down to manpower and it comes down to money. We're a country of 330 million people. We are a country with the largest GDP in the world. So we have, and the largest defense budget by a massive margin. So we have the pool of men to draw from is gigantic. And the amount of money we can spend training them is unmatched. That, in large part, that's what it is. They don't have that kind of money, and they don't have the population. They're a country of what, 9 million people? But yes, they have really, they're a tech economy. Tech is the number one thing Israel has going for it. So they produce some really exquisite and sophisticated technology. So yeah, I mean, a lot of things can be true at once. I'm willing to give Israel credit where credit is deserved and tell the truth about them when it's true. And if I disagree with them, I'm gonna tell you what my disagreement is. Half-assed Homestead, Driftwood 757 is a new problem. Passing BS. I already nuked him. I hit him from orbit. All right, we got Betty and Jeff Janicki. Oh, I know why I'm thinking of Janicki. I think there's a Jack Janicki who plays for the Badgers still. We are from Wisconsin. Yeah, so there you go. Hubby never misses your show. You always get the scoop on everyone else. Thank you very much. I'm from Wisconsin as well. That's why I have the Wisconsin football helmet behind me. I grew up in rural Wisconsin. I've talked about it before. Love the state of Wisconsin. Incredible, incredible place full of the best people in the world. You cannot find better people than the people in Wisconsin. So always great to see another Wisconsin person here. We got a lot of new members. Thank you very much. All right, we got EM1. Israel saved Trump from another assassination. What are these clowns talking about? We got EM1 for $20. I assume you're talking about the Turkey plot. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, again, we don't know the full story because the government did not tell the public the full story. So I'm just going to go off what is out there openly. The Israelis allegedly picked up information that the Iranians were going to take a shot at Trump in Turkey. That is well within missile range for Iran to hit Turkey, well within missile range. So they had to fly in the old Air Force One and then put him on that and then flew him out to I think he might have first gone to the UK, I don't remember, or he might have gone straight back home because the defense capabilities on the old Air Force One are better. So yeah, that intel came from Israel. The specific plot details have not been released to the public, so I don't know what they are. I don't know if they were planning a missile strike. I don't know if they were planning like a ground operation, which would seem insane because they would have been doing it in a NATO country against a NATO leader with all the other NATO leaders there. They would have started World War III. But yeah, that did happen. They did pass the intel along. All right, we got Dr. Monday. The men who served on the USS Liberty that was attacked by Israel for hours think differently. I'm limited on information by the design. Yeah, so let's address the USS Liberty. Let's just address the USS Liberty. The USS Liberty was a U.S. Navy signals intelligence Navy ship that was bombed, strafed, and blown up by the Israeli Navy. I believe during, 67? I got to look it up. Let me look it up. Yeah, 67. I think like 30 plus people died. Tragic situation, horrible situation. And there's a lot of really serious questions about how that happened and who knew what, when did they know it. I don't believe personally there was some grand arching conspiracy from the top of the Israeli government. I think that if we are going to buy into the fact that it was done on purpose, and there is some evidence, including the most troubling detail of that attack is they strafed the lifeboats, which is a war crime. It is an unquestioned war crime. If you believe it was on purpose, it would have had to have come from a low level. And of course, you're free to believe that it was a complete accident. I mean, I wasn't there. I know the people who survived it feel very strongly it was on purpose. And there's interviews out there. You can see them. The strafing of the lifeboats is unforgivable. That is a straight up war crime. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Doesn't matter who it is. You cannot shoot lifeboats. And that was a law put into the Geneva Convention, I believe, post World War II, because the Germans were strafing lifeboats and sinking lifeboats with during the submarine wars. So that is totally unexcusable what happened, and it's a horrific, tragic situation. All right, we got Andrew Wan for $4.99. Is the UK back on the American train after Starmer's departure? I certainly hope so. That guy's an idiot. Nobody's going to miss him. And he was a clown of the highest level, and hopefully they come back into our fold. All right, we got Nathan Hawkins for $10. No message. Thank you very much. We got Marina Abel. No message for $10. Thank you very much. We got Keegan Blakemore for $5. Love from Oklahoma. I'm ready to see what Trump has to say. I think we're all excited to see what Trump has to say after they determine that it's going to be the biggest speech in the history of the Oval Office since the Cuban Missile Crisis. That's a pretty big, lofty that's a pretty big, lofty standard to set. All right, what do we got? We'll be watching the speech right here. You won't have to go anywhere. Speech could be about Cuba or Latin America. Moreno is from Colombia. Could be about Venezuela. Yeah, we don't know. Everyone's going to be watching. George Matos, will you be on during the address tonight? Also, what's your backstory? You're very interested. Yes, I'm going to be on. I'm going to put it on the screen. I'll be in the sidebar. I won't talk. I won't interrupt it. We're going to watch the speech together, and then we can break it down after that. My backstory, I grew up in rural Wisconsin, graduated from the University of Wisconsin, grew up in the most amazing parents ever. I don't want to give too many details away about my parents, seeing as how the Iranians are hunting people down who are pro the Iran war. Spent a lot of time growing up paintballing, reading, writing, shooting guns. I was shooting guns every day as a kid. I mean, I actually became a pretty solid shot. I doubt I am anymore. I'm not as good of a shot as I was back then when I was doing it every day. 22s, ARs, pistols, all of it. I loved it. Played high school sports, graduated, moved to DC for work. Been here ever since. Been doing this for several years now. So I've traveled a lot of places, seen a lot of crazy things, and some of it I'm willing to talk about publicly. A lot of it I'm not, just to be honest with you. But, someday I will tell some stories that have never been told publicly before that might give you a better understanding of what I'm all about and some of the shit that I've seen over the years. A lot of people ask if I was in the military. I was never in the military. I like to make that clear. I was never in the military at all. Not one day, not 1 second. I get asked that a lot. Was never in the military. I am fascinated by the military. I'm fascinated by military history, but was never in the military. So that's a little bit of the backstory. We got Darren Dieter. Great job as usual. Turn many coworkers onto your channel. Keep it up. Prayers to all our military heroes. You know what? Cheers to that. Cheers to prayers for all of our military heroes, and thanks for turning your coworkers to the channel. All right, we got some Europeans told me Trump made a serious offer from Greenland that has Europe considering selling it. Would be bigly. That would be huge. We need Greenland for the defense capabilities that you can put in the north of Greenland. We would build a shield there. A missile shield would be built there that would make us pretty much untouchable. All right, we're going to check some updates. And you're from Green Bay, Wisconsin. Nice. I'm not a Packers fan. I'm a Lions fan. So, all right, we're checking for updates. We're checking for updates. Stick with me here. All right, missiles in the air. We have missiles in the air. Hang tight. Missiles are in the air. Qatar is under attack. We have missiles in the air. Qatar is under attack at this hour. Unbelievable. So they have now fired at Kuwait, Bahrain, and Qatar. We have missiles in the air headed to Qatar. This is breaking news coming in at this moment. Okay. Hang tight. We do not know if the missiles have impacted yet. We do not know if the missiles have impacted. Okay, we've got some crazy footage over Bahrain. This is over Bahrain. This is new footage. It is different footage from the previous one. Interceptors are up. Missiles are inbound. Okay, we have interceptions. Multiple interceptions. You can hear the explosions. shit. Massive interception. That footage is absolutely insane. Unbelievable. Unbelievable footage. That is crazy. I'm going to have to run that back. Watch as they start flying up. Listen to the explosions. So Bahrain is under heavy attack at this hour. You are seeing it. You are seeing it in real time as the strikes are being carried out. All right, we're going to bang out some super chats. They're coming in fast. I'm going to try to get some before the Trump speech. I saw 2 days ago Trump is supposedly going to talk about how I have to be very careful due to YouTube's rules about what I'm allowed to say. That is, you can see it on your screen. So here's the deal, guys. If I'd finished reading that reading that super chat, YouTube could take the whole video down. They could take the whole channel down. So we need to be very careful. Brant didn't do anything wrong. It is true though. They go crazy about that stuff. Brant, you didn't do anything wrong. I'm keeping it up there so everyone can read it. We'll see if that's what happens. I might have to pull it down, but we're going to put the Trump speech up and we'll play it by ear, but I will put it up. It's totally free to watch. So if you don't have a TV or you're not in front of a TV, you can watch the whole speech here together. But yeah, YouTube my channel will be in huge trouble and I don't want to risk that. I don't want to risk that just because, it's just, I can't do it. This is, what I do. This is my livelihood. All right. We got USA for $5. Thank you very much. HTW1, well done handling that outright anti-Semite using your super chat for poison. You handled it like a champ. I'm proud of you, son. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I just call it like I see it. I don't feel, that Israel is an ally, and when it's helpful to us, we should use that. And when the Israeli government decides it wants to do something else that is not in our best interest, then we need to look out for ourselves. It is America number one. And a lot of things can be true at once. I don't hate Israel. I don't hate Israel at all. I also don't think we should treat foreign countries with kids' gloves. This is high stakes. You're bringing something to the table, and we can work together when the interests demand it, and when they don't demand it, we're not. And that should be a rational view. And if you come in here and spew anti-Semitic bullshit, you're going to get called out, and it's not going to be tolerated. It's just the way it is. In Maryland, I'll be watching. We need to take out all of Iran's IRGC out. I agree 100% from Marina Abel. Okay, you guys can read the first half of that. And some disclosure. So we might be getting UFO stuff. Well, if we get UFO stuff, we might be here all night. All right, Dr. Monday. This was actually the guy who said the Israel comment. It sounds like he's dialed it back a little bit. And he's offering an explanation. This is what we like to see. We like to see guys explaining their thought process, getting new information. factoring that in. So I really appreciate the fact you were willing to come back actually is a sign of maturity. So let's see what he had to say. Let's have an open mind. He said, thank you for entertaining my thoughts. I'm an Iraq war vet, 4 tours. Well, first off, thank you very much for your service. 4 tours is a lot of tours. I am trying to understand what is actually happening. I understand how the military sector of the government works. Godspeed. Here's my best advice to you. Don't just listen to me. Don't just listen to one other person. Don't listen to just people you like and agree with. If you're curious about the Israel issue or you're curious about any issue, figure out people who are all over the spectrum and read as much as you can about it. Watch as many good interviews with people who know what they're talking about it. And then if you're really interested, go visit and learn what it's like for yourself. If you're an American, they're not going to mess with you in Israel. If they did, shit would hit the fan fast. They're not going to cause you problems, especially if you're a veteran. So just read, research, and understand. And this is critically important. There are people, we talked about this on the live stream on Tuesday. There are grifters out there. There's a lot of grifters. And they say shit they know is not true, left wing and right wing, to gin up, to piss people off, make them angry, make money. Don't trust those people. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is, and they're probably using you. So I really appreciate the fact you were willing to come back with an open mind and kind of explain your thought process there. And I would encourage you to read as much as you can, watch as many interviews as you can, and try to come to a conclusion that you feel is well educated and thoroughly vetted. All right, I'm going to check the White House feed, make sure we're not missing it. All right, so he is not out there yet. Trump is not out there yet. I'll put this on the screen so we know when he's coming. So we have the White House feed is now up. So we are waiting on Trump. We should be about 8 minutes away, and we will watch it here together. How can you be in trouble for covering Trump's speech? Many channels will be also. It's not covering it that is the issue. And this is like really into the weeds. Covering Trump's speech, that's fine. It would be, there's certain phrases. So there's an algorithm and there's AI systems that read your YouTube transcript and they look for words like 2020. And then the next word after that would be election. And they look to see what is being said. And if you violate their rules, which is essentially you can't say anything other than what we tell you, we'll pull your video down. And I know people this has happened to. It's not fake. It's 100% real, and it's a problem. And I love YouTube. So if the YouTube owners are watching this, I love you guys. Don't take my channel down. But that's pretty much it. So you just have to choose your words very, very, very carefully. All right. Currently on 16th Street going to the White House, Israel was getting attacked from all sides. At the time the U.S. Liberty was hit, this is from Isaac's Levy, it was obviously friendly fire. I think there's a lot of evidence to support it was an accident. I did not say for sure it was done on purpose. What I said was if it was done on purpose, it would have been at a low command level, at a very low command level. Yes, and it was all out war. It was all out war, but that does not excuse shooting the lifeboats. Even if you think it's an Egyptian ship, which is what the Israelis said, you still can't shoot the lifeboats. So yeah, I'm an open-minded guy. I'm willing to believe it was a 100% accident. I'm also willing to believe that some evidence suggests a low-level ground commander ordered it. I don't know. And I don't think we should be banned from asking questions. I am willing to accept any conclusion where the evidence is. And I think there's a lot of evidence it was friendly fire. I think there are some questions things that don't quite make sense to me, but the lifeboats thing to me is absolutely insane. But I appreciate you pointing that out. Why are you what are you going to the White House for? Are you just going to take a look, or are you meeting with Trump after the speech? Maybe Isaac has some inside information that he can share with us that is going on at the speech. Alrighty. We got, don't forget to triple check the audio on the speech, friend. Thank you for all the unbiased news. You are my go-to for anything Iran now. I've got the volume turned up. So I've got the volume as high as it goes. So you guys should be good. Let me make sure about that. Let me just make sure that it's good and that you guys are good to go. All right. So I think you're going to be good to go. We got Slugworth 8111. Thanks for the stream tonight. It's a banger thus far and can't wait till the speech. Stay vigilant, brother. Well, thank you very much. I always love to hear people are enjoying the speech. It means a lot to me. David, prepare the troops. Commander-in-Chief is going live in T-minus 10 minutes. Hype up the live and let's get it active. Go America. You know what? That's a great idea. Let's see some American flags in the chat. Let's hear USA, USA, USA. Tell me your favorite thing about America in the chat. We're going full patriotic right now. And we're going all the way. It's not muted. I promise it's not muted. It's on. The volume is on. All right. Why not take out satellites they use like done before? Are you talking about taking out the Chinese and the Russian satellites or the Iranian satellites? The problem with taking out satellites, is that you got to control where the debris is going to come down in the atmosphere. You don't want to accidentally cause a massive, massive issue, right? I don't think we're at the stage. Now, we go to war with China. If we go to war with China, they'll be taking out satellites on day one. We'll be blasting Chinese satellites out of the sky, and we won't care where they fall. The whole Israel thing is a psyop to get people to redirect their focus away from the woke Senate and Congress members. Is it? I read this, and I need to look into this. Yeah, I mean, I read a story that, like, there's paid influencers. Like, this is what I'm talking about, grifters. This is what I'm talking about. Did you guys see the story about how influencers are being paid to take positions on Israel and push a message? This is why you can't trust 99% of people in media. They're all for sale for $1. This is what I do. I come hang out with you guys. Have I ever said anything on this camera that you did not believe was my honest opinion? No. And my opinions change when I get new evidence. And I explain to you guys over time why they have changed. But yeah, I mean, dude, it's crazy how much people care. It's crazy how much people care. I'm an ex-Army 71L10 HHC headquarters and command specialist, highest clearance, and also a trained sniper. Your information is 100, half-ass Homestead says. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate the fact that a guy who's actually a pro like yourself appreciates the information. That makes me feel good about the information that I'm putting out there is correct, and that, you know, I'm hopefully leading people to good information. Also, thank you for your service. Cheers for your service. Now, once Trump comes on, I'm going to have to stop reading super chats for the speech, and then we'll get right back into them as soon as he's done. 5 months into Epic Fury, Revelation 9:4-10, playing out in front of our eyes. Not looking forward to Revelation 9:14-15. Get prepared, 9th of AV. I need to go back and read those because I don't know what those are off the top of my head. So I'll have to go back and read those, but obviously, we're not cheering for anything bad to happen here. So Trump is 2 minutes out. We're 2 minutes out. 2 out from Trump taking the stage from what they are saying will be the most important speech since the Cuban Missile Crisis. So hold on. We are waiting. We have the White House speech here. We've got Venom Line pocket bullies for $5. Hit me with the salute in the American flags. Thank you very much. JD heel fan, Trump's speech is going to be about the bomb Supergirl. Was it how James Gunn needs to be fired before he makes another movie from DC? That's good. It's important to have a little comedy while we're talking about very, very, very serious stuff. I don't watch superhero movies. They're not my thing. But yeah, so Dr. Monday back with another $20. Dr. Monday says, wonderful advice, brother. Thank you, sir. See, guys, this is why it's important to talk things out. We started on a rough foot, started on a rough note, and now here we are 30 minutes later. We're having a very healthy dialogue, exchanging ideas and sharing good advice. We're not angry at each other. We're not flipping people out. Like I always say, as long as you are open to the conversation, you've got a spot on this channel. So Dr. Monday, I think it's awesome how you've come back into the chat. Cat Knot X saying speech is about China. You know what? Let me text my wife. Let me text my wife. Hold on, I'm texting my wife. So we are waiting for Trump. It is now 9 o'clock. All right. Hippie Fab, bombshell. His speech tonight is actually going to be a Medal of Honor ceremony for Red. We solve this debacle tonight. So for those of you who don't know, Red is the code name. Oh, I have to always be so careful. I try so hard not to screw this up whenever he gets brought up. I don't want to slip up and say he was a SEAL Team 6 guy on the Osama bin Laden raid, that multiple reports and multiple people there. He was the first guy to run into Osama bin Laden. Matthew Cole wrote a book called Code Over Country that credits Red for taking the shots that finished Osama bin Laden. I've said before, and I will say again, all the interviews I've done, all the sources I've done, and all the reporting I have done, and in my reporting, I have found that Red is widely viewed internally and in Matthew Cole's reporting and others as the guy whose rounds impacted UBL first. And as Matthew Cole says, those rounds did kill him. So that is who Red is, for those of you who don't know. People always ask back. Oh, here we go.
Good evening. Before we begin, I'm proud to report that our country is safer, stronger, and far wealthier than it has ever been before. We are doing great. Less than 2 years ago, we inherited an economic and social disaster. After the worst inflation in 48 years, the wide open borders with millions and millions of people pouring in from all over the world, including criminals of all types, and 11,888 murders, many of whom killed more than one person. We had transgender for everybody, men and women sports, crime ravaging our cities, and the whole world was laughing at us as a nation, but not anymore. 2 years ago, our country was dead. Now we are the hottest country anywhere in the world. America is respected like we have never been respected before. We have more money being invested in the United States than at any time in the history of our country. More Americans are working today than ever before. This week it was announced that inflation saw the largest monthly decline in more than 6 years. Just happened. It was just given out. The media reported it, and we accept it. The best in 6 years. The tax cuts in our great, big, beautiful bill are saving hardworking families thousands and thousands of dollars. Like with the provisions, no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors, along with the interest deduction on a loan used to purchase a car, but only if that car is made in America, and a 100% expensing for our job-creating businesses. Our stock markets are at their highest point in many years, but we can actually say of all time. And your 401ks, pensions, and retirement accounts are setting records every single day, the highest in history. For years, we paid the highest price for prescription drugs anywhere in the world. Now we pay the lowest price under my most favored nations policy because I was able to get the rest of the world and the pharmaceutical companies to act responsibly. Drug prices are coming down by 70, 80, and 90%. TrumpRx.gov, this will ultimately reduce the cost of health care. You have to go to TrumpRx.gov and take advantage of it. But the cost of health care is coming way down because of what we've done with prescription drugs. And with Trump accounts, every child in America now has access to a tax-free investment account to save for their future. Billions and billions of dollars are being invested, put in by companies and individuals to take care of our children so that at age 18, they will have potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars in their account, and they'll get off to a great start in life. So for that, go to TrumpAccounts.gov and sign up your child or any child who'd like to sign up. Our previously wide open borders have been transformed into the most secure borders in the history of our country, with 0 illegal aliens being admitted to the United States in the past 14 months. That is 0. Nobody thought it was possible. We had the worst border in the history of our country, and now we have the best. Crime is plummeting nationwide, with the murder rate at its lowest level since 1900, or more than 125 years ago. We're making a record investment in our armed forces, and we have the strongest and most powerful military by far anywhere in the world. I built it during my first term, and unfortunately, we're forced to use it now. We won in Venezuela, which is now working with us to produce millions and millions of barrels of oil. We are likewise winning big in Iran, and you will see the fruits of that labor very, very shortly. America is back and doing really well, but we still have a major challenge that must be urgently addressed, because no country can be great without fair and honest elections. You have to trust your country, because if there can be no trust, there can be no greatness. And that's very simple. No trust, no greatness. For many years, I've called for bold, swift, and decisive action to protect the integrity of America's elections. Every American deserves to know that when they cast their vote, that vote will be counted accurately in a system, and that is to make that system secure. One where cheating and interference are not just difficult, but virtually impossible. Unfortunately, the system we have today falls catastrophically short of that standard. Tonight, I'm announcing the immediate declassification and release of critical intelligence revealing shocking vulnerabilities in our election infrastructure. This evidence shows that the election system we have dangerously exposes, and really exposes like levels never thought possible, to hacking, exploitation, and foreign interference. Just as disturbingly, this vital information has for many years been covered up and hidden from you, the American people, our beautiful, our great American people. But that all changes right now. The documents we will release starting tonight have been gathered by the White House Government Transparency Task Force, a great group of people, along with the staff of the President's Intelligence Advisory Board, supported by our top intelligence agency chiefs, who have all personally reviewed the findings. We are presenting this evening and fully confirmed their authenticity. You can see these documents for yourself at whitehouse.gov. That's whitehouse.gov. Go check it out. Our purpose in disclosing this information is not to weaken confidence in election, but to earn that confidence by confronting vulnerabilities and correcting them very, very quickly. And that's what we're doing. The documents cover 5 major areas of concern. First, they show that over a period of years, starting during the 2020 election cycle, the People's Republic of China carried out what is believed to be the largest compromise of election data in history, resulting in China's illicit acquisition of 220 million U.S. voter files. That information includes names, addresses, phone numbers, political party preferences, and other sensitive data that would be needed to register to vote and engage in other nefarious activities, which is exactly what was happening. This data loss presents an unprecedented election security nightmare. The intelligence even shows that China assigned a data exploitation unit specifically to this new project. Compounding the travesty, the second set of documents we are releasing reveals that members of the deep state, very, very famous group of people, in many cases, in our intelligence agency work to actively suppress and downplay information about the extent of China's sinister election meddling, covering it up from both the president and the American people like nobody thought was possible. U.S. spy agencies began learning about the compromise of voter registration files in 2020 when they discovered that tens of millions of voter data, think of that, tens of millions of voters' data in 18 states have been bought, stolen, or hacked by China. Yet those responsible for sounding the alarm instead kept the information secret and hidden. They did not disclose to me as president or to anyone else, and to the best of our knowledge, they did not inform Congress. In fact, all they kept saying is, this is the most secure election in the history of our country. A standard, very pat line that was divvied out to say. The cover-up of this colossal security breach is even more disturbing in light of the additional information showing that China engaged in other election-related activities to undermine my first administration and our 2020 campaign. They did not want, and they just didn't want it. They fought like hell not to have it, Donald Trump, to win, and for good reason. As the documents we are releasing show, CIA reporting explicitly stated, and I quote, in mid-2018, the Chinese Communist Party's policy was to leverage all domestic and foreign elements that were opposed to the U.S. president in an effort to reduce the U.S. president's votes and make him resign or prevent his re-election. Isn't that nice? Also, in mid-2018, China was working to influence the results of the U.S. midterm elections and later the results of the 2020 presidential election itself. Separately, in mid-2019, the Chinese government's strategy against the United States was focused on undermining domestic confidence in the U.S. president. They wanted to just make you sound like your president wasn't so hot, when actually your president has done a great job, and they did everything possible to do exactly that. Going on, this document says, and this is by the CIA, the strategy included efforts to use Chinese contacts with big U.S. companies to influence U.S. business leaders to turn against the President of the United States of America. The Chinese government sought to identify U.S. journalists who had reported negatively on the U.S. president and pay them large sums of money to write more negative articles about him, as many as they could, and they didn't care what they said. The Chinese government wanted U.S. president to lose the next election, and the reason they wanted me to lose is because they knew I was wise to them, charged them billions and billions of dollars worth of tariffs, and built the strongest military anywhere in the world. We have the strongest military anywhere in the world. These are exact quotes from the CIA reporting. The name of the person doing the quote is now under review, but it gets even worse. Raw intelligence obtained by the FBI in 2020, yet buried by rogue bureaucrats, stated that China's activities even included an attempt to manufacture illegal ballots for Joe Biden. Documents show that during this period, dozens of significant CIA and NSA reports about China's election targeting were kept out of the presidential briefing. These were briefings I would get almost every day. Everything was kept out that was of importance. One email among intelligence analysts admitted that they had, quote, deliberately massaged the presidential daily briefing to withhold information regarding Chinese activities related to the election. Another official inside the FBI wrote that she was running, quote, a shadow government, unquote, to keep intelligence about China's election meddling from becoming known and to keep it away from the honorable press. Other officials who witnessed such efforts perceived the motivations to be blatantly political. Recently, we found significant numbers of burn bags in formation, and this is a group of bags that were used to destroy information given by President Barack Hussein Obama to be burned. It was supposed to be burned. These bags were supposed to be at a different level by different people, incinerated and checked, but it never happened. Maybe we got lucky. We believe this was not done on purpose, but rather through gross incompetence of the people that were supposed to burn the bags. But the findings are stunning. Today, I'm asking the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, the Department of Justice, the FBI, and the CIA to investigate how and why such crucial information was hidden, to fire those involved in the cover-up, and to file criminal charges, if appropriate, against these people. Yet concealing China's meddling was only the beginning. The third set of documents we are releasing proves that for many years, Americans were blatantly lied to about the security of our election infrastructure, including electronic voting machines and ballot counting systems. Dishonest, almost all. They're vulnerable and they're easily compromised, and people within our government knew that. Tonight, we're publishing a series of previously classified U.S. intelligence community assessments and other reports proving that our government has long known these machines are extremely exposed to attack. As one assessment states, we judge that the United States adversaries, including at a minimum Russia, China, Iran, North Korea, as well as non-state groups, have the capability to compromise U.S. election infrastructure. That's unquote, but that's some statement, isn't it? Made by supposedly great patriots of our country. The document goes on to further state that, quote, we assess that centralized election-related data repositories, such as voter registration databases, poll books, and other official election websites, are most vulnerable to exploitation, and adversaries could use this access to these systems to disrupt election processes within the United States of America. Tonight, we're releasing all of those findings, and spanning from January 2020 to June 2026. This is a cyber threat aimed at the very heart of our democracy. Many people have questioned whether it could actually be possible to electronically manipulate vote totals or change election results on these terrible machines. Today, we are releasing documents that show the CIA obtained reporting of a specific plot to do a big number in favor of the corrupt Maduro regime in Venezuela. And that's exactly what happened, conspiring to digitally rig their own country's elections in 2020, and that's what they did. This reporting included precise details about methods to regime develop to digitally alter vote totals in ways that could not be detected even with an audit, no matter how deep they went. This intelligence underscores why we must take urgent action to ensure that our own system can never, ever be hacked or compromised like it was in the past. The fourth set of documents reveals that even when significant evidence of fraud has been detected, it has been buried and covered up. Among the disclosures tonight are FBI files detailing evidence of alleged fraud by a large-scale voter registration operation in Michigan. In 2020, Michigan State Police raided a Democrat Get Out the Vote organization, corrupt group in Muskegon. And we're so concerned by what they found. They were just so concerned, they couldn't believe it, actually, that they contacted the FBI in Detroit. The documents state that some canvassers admitted to FBI agents that they signed voter registration forms in other people's names, submitted fraudulent registration for people who did not exist, and received gift cards tied to their number of applications that they produced. In other words, it was pay, play, and cheat. The FBI agents working on the case believe that crimes were committed, yet the Biden Department of Justice slow-walked the investigation and killed it. Tonight, I'm asking the FBI director to ensure that the matter is fully investigated and to work with the Department of Justice to prosecute those responsible for any crimes. Finally, to reveal just how vulnerable our elections continue to be, we are releasing the results of a stunning investigation by the Department of Homeland Security. According to the DHS review, state voter rolls and public records, they identified approximately 278,000 non-citizens who are registered to vote in federal elections. Since Democrat states refuse to share their voter files, the real number is actually much higher than that. Yet, even this limited analysis found more than 250,000 foreigners illegally registered to vote. Put together, these disclosures reveal an election system so broken and so vulnerable that no one can possibly defend it. It is not defensible. Hundreds of millions of U.S. voter files are in the hands of foreign governments. Our machines and ballot counting systems are exposed to hacking and manipulation and corruption. China and other countries have been trying to meddle in our elections. Evidence of fraud has been buried. Hundreds of thousands of non-citizens and dead people are listed and active on the voter rolls, and yet we still have elections with no voter ID, no proof of citizenship, and tens of millions of ballots floating aimlessly through the mail. As one example of the insanity, California's recent election for mayor of LA and governor was held on June 2nd, a long time ago, but it was just completed a few days ago on July 10th. Think of that, much more than 1 month. Took a month to count the votes. I wonder what they were doing. This is worse than any third world country. There's no third world country that has elections like we have. In a rare move, NBC and ABC Fake News have both said that they would not cover this speech. They knew what it was about because of the fact that they don't like the topic, because they know how corrupt our system is and they don't want to reveal it. They and others in the media are part of a plot. They want to continue this fraud for whatever reason. They want to keep it going. They want to protect the radical left. They can't have a great country, and that's true. You can't have a great country without free and fair elections. Fraud like this should mean a revocation of their licenses. They use our public multi-billion-dollar in value airways for absolutely no money. They pay nothing. All we want is honesty in our elections and honesty in reporting. They pay nothing for multi-billion-dollar assets. Great damage has been done to our country. Our elections were left vulnerable to being rigged and stolen, and the trust of the American people was lost. This cannot be allowed to continue. Every American, whether you're a Republican, Democrat, Independent, or otherwise, should be able to agree that we deserve the most secure, honest, and fair election system anywhere in the world. Secure elections should be a partisan, really, we should be together, Democrats, Republicans, Independents, everybody, and it should not be a partisan issue. It should cause to unite us, not to divide us. This should be a cause. We should be united, not divided. In light of the brand new and irrefutable information I have revealed tonight, my administration is in the process of notifying the states whose election data was compromised by the People's Republic of China and many others. We will be working closely to mitigate any harm, and we're taking swift action to ensure that sensitive voter data is better protected so we can never be bought, we can never be hacked, and we can never watch a stolen election again. Tomorrow, the Secretary of Homeland Security will hold a briefing to outline his department's recent work confirming cyber vulnerabilities in our electronic voting systems. They are bad. We're in the process of informing governors, senators, and members of Congress of potential issues in their states. If you look at voting today, it's in such bad shape in so many states, and we are committing to fix it. And we're also committing to be working with those states and local jurisdictions to help them fix and patch known technical vulnerabilities before the midterm elections. We have very important elections coming up. We want those elections to be honest. I've also ordered DHS to notify every state about non-citizens on their voter rolls and direct them to remove all ineligible voters from the lists immediately. But most importantly, addressing this crisis of election security demands that Congress must pass the Save America Act. How easy is that to do unless you want to cheat? The only reason you wouldn't do it is you want to cheat because your policies are so bad and your candidates are so pathetic that you can't get away or can't get elected any other way. This landmark bill requires that all voters must show photo voter ID. How simple is that? Could I have your photo, please? Photo voter ID. All voters must provide proof of citizenship. Are you a citizen of our country, please? And hopefully there will be no corrupt mail-in ballots, which if you watched California and so many other places, mail-in ballots are inherently corrupt. So you would have no mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military deployment, or travel if you're going away on business or vacation. These reforms are urgently needed to stop the vulnerabilities that I've mentioned. To all Americans, I ask you to pick up your phone tomorrow, call your representatives in the House and Senate, and demand that they pass the Save America Act without delay. Together we will restore faith and confidence in our country, and we will be bigger, better, and stronger than ever before. Thank you. God bless you. God bless our great military, and God bless America. Thank you very much.
Well, there it is. That is the speech. Nothing about UFOs, nothing about Iran, but a lot about China and voters. I don't really have any, just a crazy speech. I'm going to go read. I will read all the documents at whitehouse.gov. I was checking my phone. I've got some people already digging into them that I know. So listen, that's a lot to digest in a short period of time. Obviously, I am probably the most vocal anti-China person on YouTube. I have been screaming from the hilltops that China is an absolute threat. And now we are learning that China allegedly hacked this. Again, I will read all of the voter polls. I did put up a poll of what you want China's punishment to be. It looks like 55% voted sanctions, 21% bombing, 14% cyber attack, 9% blockade. So end that poll. I really don't even, that's so much to digest. It's just a lot. You can't trust the Chinese. You cannot trust the Chinese government. They view us as their existential threat, and they will do anything They will do anything to stop us. But we're going to get into some more super chats here. So you guys didn't miss the speech. You guys got to see it. I see a lot of activity in the chat. I need to read those documents. I need to read those documents. To be fair, actually, I had been told that this is what the speech was going to be about. I didn't know if it was true or not. So I didn't want to say anything on the stream. Turned out that it was about that. So a lot of you are very outraged, and it seems like you should be. Go to whitehouse.gov. Whitehouse.gov has the documents. I pulled it up, obviously, because we're here right now. I cannot read them, but China is our enemy. But we do have some more super chats to bang out. We got Griffin for $5. We got ALX for $5. God bless you and the chat family. I love how you say the chat family, because that's really what we are. And guys, by the way, we got a lot of new people in here. If you haven't already liked the video, go like the video. Make sure you're subscribed to the page. We got to get those numbers up. We only have 7,000 likes. We have 9,000 concurrent viewers. So we've got to get those numbers up. And we are a family here, for sure. Half-ass Homestead, please make me a mod. You have a lot of idiots in here. I'm open to it. DM me, and we can figure out how to do it and the right way to do it. And I'm definitely open to it. But this is largely a one-man operation. So we're probably getting to the point where something has to happen. I'm going to do a new poll question right now. Hang tight. Does China have to pay? Reach out to me. All right, $10, No One Home 1. My name is No One Home 1. I've been with you for a while now. You are a true American, and your heart is with your country, so is mine. Keep up the good work. Can I send you a joke? It's not dirty. Of course you can send me a joke. I love jokes. I'm a big fan of jokes. Wow, we got a big super chat, $100. Trump. We need Trump for another 20 years. Praise Trump. Live America. Well, unfortunately, he's not allowed to run again. But yeah, I know. I mean, I voted for the guy. I voted for Trump to be president. So I criticize him when I think he needs to be criticized, and I praise him when I think he needs to be praised. And I think right now, as we're kicking the shit out of Iran, that's somebody praised. I'm very fascinated to dig more into this China issue. Damn, dude, $100. You have no idea how far that goes to take care of the bills to do this show. So thank you very much, Travis Walton. That is an absolutely incredibly kind gesture. I can't say thank you enough for that. That is awesome, dude. We really appreciate it. Oh, no. Am I freezing up? Can you guys still see and hear me? It looked like there might have been a little bit of a lag. Let me know if you can see and hear me, if everything's good. All right, we'll go to the next one. This is insane. We got Survivor 7. This is insane. Official declassification of what we already knew deep down to be true. May God help us all. Guys, go to whitehouse.gov. The website had crashed. I think it's back up. All the documents are there. Read them for yourself. Read the documents. The government's releasing it. My best piece of advice is read the documents. Know what's in the documents. Maybe upload them to ChatGPT or Gemini to summarize them. Read the documents. I'm going to read the documents so I know what's in them. The real job isn't cleaning up the mess Biden created. It's cleaning up the mess that created Biden. Well said. Well said. Back, same guy, Mutiny, or I believe it's Mutant Tree, Yef. I don't know what that is. Besides the Save America Act, we need the Politicians Honesty Act. There's a better chance that you see a unicorn skipping down the street tomorrow than you ever see politicians being honest. No One Home is back. Okay, I want your true opinion on this very strategic question. If Russia attacked Turkey from behind, do you think, oh my gosh, do you think Greece would help? I would like a Delta Force guy's opinion. Well, I was never in Delta Force. That's a funny joke. I didn't know where you were going with that. We got a little bit of a PG-13 joke here, but that is a funny joke. I'm not going to explain it to you all. I think you can get it. But to clarify, I don't want a misconception. I was never in Delta Force. I was never in the military. Please do not let someone clip this and claim I got on camera and alleged I was in Delta Force. I was never in Delta Force, was never in the military, but that is a damn good joke. That is a damn good joke. Subsailor 688 for $4.99. No message attached. They should surrender all Chinese land owned in the U.S. and stop importation of their goods. So that's one idea we have to make them pay. All right, we're going to do one quick roundup of any war updates that we might have. So let me just check to see. All right, we've got more footage out of Bahrain. Hold on. Everyone hang tight. Everyone hang tight. We've got footage out of Bahrain. This is also the last call for your super chats. Footage out of Bahrain. This is new footage showing the sky being lit up. Let's watch. Interceptors are in the air. I repeat, interceptors are in the air. Interception. We got interception.
Come on.
No, they did they miss? Direct hit. We have a direct hit.
Damn!
So that is reportedly footage out of Bahrain. That is allegedly, reportedly from tonight. But hold on, we if someone needs a link to the documents, I'll drop them in right here. I'll drop them in the chat right here. You got to scroll down a little bit. So was that, they are saying that's from tonight, but if that was old, then I apologize. Someone said that might have been old. If it was, I do apologize, but we've got more footage coming in. We got footage out of Shabahar. This is right now, this morning. The sun is up in Iran. I think what time? I think what is it in Tehran right now? Yeah, so the sun is coming up, and this is footage. The date's wrong, but this is from today. You can see the smoke columns coming up. Right there, more smoke in the air. More smoke. So this is in the aftermath of U.S. strikes. Unbelievable. So significant smoke in the air. Okay, we are looking to see what is going on. Want to make sure I don't miss anything. As we close this out. Give me 1 second. Going to do one last check. We'll pull this down. As we see if there are any further updates, including from CENTCOM. All right. It doesn't look like there are, so we're going to bang out these last super chats. Oops, wrong button. And then we are going to call it a night. We got Derek Dunsmore for $50. Thank you very much. Thank you. Eagles fan Clark is asking, can we get a link? I just dropped the link in the chat. Lyles Peterson, $10, one more hour. I can't. The dog's 14 years old. I got to take him outside and take him on his nightly walk, and I'm home alone tonight. Dude, I would have loved to hang out with you all for another hour and do this, but I got to take care of Dusty. Dusty's been left alone long enough. So I can't. I got to get out of here. Got to take care of Dusty the dog, Dusty the general. And that's unfortunately just what it's going to have to be. Sean Jen for $5. Remember, this war we are in with Iran is a lot bigger than us. It's spiritual warfare, and our troops desperately need all our prayers and support. I could not agree more. Prayers for the troops. I want to see a lot of prayers in the comments right now. A lot of prayers for the troops in the comments right now. Thanks for all you do, brother. Subsailor 688. He's been talking about election fraud for years now. Arrest these criminals or shut up about it. What's your take? I'm not going to give a take until I read the documents. I'm obviously cannot read them now because I'm doing this. I did already download them. I downloaded them during the speech. So I'm going to read the documents. I'm going to get to the bottom of what's in them, and then I will come back to you guys with a conclusion of some kind. And then lastly, Dan Fischel, Giuliani deserves license back, should sue government for $100 million. He was 100% correct. I, to be honest with you, don't know all of his claims. I don't know everything he said or didn't say. So I don't want to opine on that. But yeah, if he feels he has a case, he absolutely should. Half-Ass Homestead said, can't send you a DM on Instagram or Twitter. Try on one of the two. You should be able to find my email in my YouTube bio page as well. If you can't. We'll figure it out. My DMs should be wide open. They should be wide open. So I don't know why that would be happening. I believe you. I'm just saying I don't know why that would be happening. So anyways, guys, it's been a hell of a night. We've been here for 2.5 hours. An emergency stream, bombs blowing up, missiles everywhere. I'm going to call it a night for me. Before you go, like the video. Make sure you're subscribed to the page. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. I will see y'all tomorrow with our regular scheduled programming. I hope you guys all have a great night. Let's digest what we learned tonight, not just with Iran, but Trump's speech, and we'll circle it all back up as a group tomorrow. Have an awesome night. You guys are the best people on YouTube.